Do you feel that your sim is missing some detail, or you're looking at adding more realism to Microsoft Flight Simulator? I've tested many add-ons over the past couple of years, and in this video I'm bringing you my best of the best top 5 free or paid add-ons to use with Microsoft Flight Simulator to increase the realism. So let's jump into the video. The list of the add-ons I'm about to share with you in this video are based on my own experience, and these are the ones that I can't miss out on when I fly in Microsoft Flight Simulator each and every flight. This add-on adds real-world taxi signs to your airports in Microsoft Flight Simulator that the sim left behind. Microsoft airports with its new tech make them resemble airports to its real-world counterparts, but they're really missing taxiway signs. If you struggle to navigate the airports in the simulator, or the taxiway diagrams don't match or look right, this is where Real World Taxi USA and Europe come into play. This add-on has been designed by real-world aviation professionals to add signage that is functional and identical to the real world. 2,100 airports have been updated with over 140,000 taxiway signs. The signs used in Real World Taxi names are placed throughout each airport near where they would be in the real world. Taxi signs match the ICAO standard and country-specific names with multiple variations of all types of signs. If you're using a Microsoft Flight Simulator as a tool for real-world aviation, or just want airports to be more realistic, this is definitely worth a look. The only slight problem when it comes to real-world taxi signs is it's not available all around the world, only USA and Europe, which is a little bit of a letdown, but it does include a large part of the world nevertheless. But it does enhance the non-payware airports to make them more realistic, and that's why it's made my number 5th spot. Being a real-life pilot, I find the next add-on to be really important, as it adds extra realism to the sim with power lines and solar farms. Both of these are used in real-world navigation, and they can be hazardous and need to be avoided. The add-on adds power lines to 42 countries across the globe with newer updates, and the development team is adding more and more countries. Some countries include Australia, US, UK, Canada, and Germany, just to mention a few. The developer has painstakingly added power lines using the OpenStreetMap data and placing pylons, and then adding the correct number of power lines in between each of them. When it comes to solar farms, the developer has used a similar data to add solar farms to the sim. Not as many countries in this case as the farms to the power lines, but it's still a nice addition. Some of the countries when it comes to solar farms are US, Greece, Germany, UK, Canada, and France. With this add-on, I've noticed no FPS drop, and being a freeware product, it is an advantage. Power lines and solar farms are everywhere around the world, and it's great to see that they're in the sim, and this is why it's made my 4th spot. If you love flying at VFR and you feel something is missing from your sim, this next add-on will help fill the gaps. We Love Flying VFR adds over 500,000 friendly VFR objects across 3 global regions. The objects have been designed to be low PC spec friendly, and there's over 100 plus different objects and counting. The objects have been placed in the sim by using a number of data sources across the globe, and some of the objects you will find are mobile antennas, TV antennas, radio antennas, radar domes, satellite dishes, construction cranes, chimneys and cooling towers, and flare stacks. All the chimneys, the cooling towers, and the flare stacks have working smoke and steam, which is dependent by the wind and also the temperature. Some of the steam and smokestacks are a great addition to the realism of the sim. When it comes to VFR flying, not only are they used for visual navigation aid, but it gives you a good visual on what the wind direction is doing. The models used in this add-on are detailed and realistic, and if you use VFR Navigraph charts, the mobile towers are where the mobile towers are meant to be. We Love VFR combined with power lines and solar farms, I have not noticed any FPS drops using the add-on. With this add-on, you will need to install all 3 regions if you want coverage across the globe, and the development team is proactive with updates. Great news that We Love VFR is another freeware product, and this is why it's made my number 3rd spot. Airports are a busy place, and it takes a whole team to prepare, load, and push back an airliner. Even though the sim does provide somewhat a basic experience with this, it falls far short. GSX from FS Dream Team simulates several operations on the ground that enhances the immersion and realism of the sim. Some of the ground services that are included with GSX are marshalling, catering, boarding and deboarding of passengers and passenger bags, passenger stairs and refueling. GSX includes a pushback system which is realistic in behavior and also has a follow me car if you're unfamiliar with the airport, and a docking system to help you with that perfect parking position. Other features that GSX includes is different vehicles that can be selected, which is dependent on which aircraft and airport you pick, realistic human animations and ground crew passengers, supports all the default aircraft and a majority of third-party developer aircraft, many sound effects and a profile editor for different airports and aircraft so you can get the best out of GSX. GSX is a must for any airliner flights, and in my opinion it really does add realism and immersion to the simulator. That being said, GSX does come with some bugs and you do need to put the work in updating GSX regularly, including airports and aircraft profiles to get the best experience. GSX is a payware product for a once only fee. That being said, I will try to not to fly any airliner flight without it, and this is why it's made my second spot of the list. Before we move into my final add-on recommendation, let's have a look at a bonus product which doesn't fit into the visual improvements as the other 5 add-ons mentioned in this video, but it does provide a reason to fly and it adds a missing feature to most flight simulators, which is a career mode. This add-on simulates a career of a commercial airliner pilot by generating schedules, tracking and scoring your flights and rewarding you weekly according to your contract type. Depending on how good your flight scores are, you'll have more chances of moving up the pilot ladder to a higher tier airliner or purchasing more aircraft licenses. Pilot's Life Chapter 2 allows you to monitor your finances. A Pilot's Life Chapter 2 allows you to monitor your finances, your flights, and your XP points throughout your career to help you achieve different achievements. And you can even compete with friends and other pilots on the leaderboard. Pilot's Life Chapter 2 features over 575 airliners with 280,000 real up-to-date routes, and it's growing. Career system based on pilot ratings and rank. New job market logic which impacts by the choices you make. Contracts that may impact your salary. Schedule generation monitoring system for all stages of the flight. Detail landing analysis. Sim brief dispatcher. Achievements unlocked by side quest. You have your own logbook, and there is many more features that I haven't included in the list here. If you've ever needed a reason to fly and you just wanted to have that sense of fulfillment and achievement, then A Pilot's Life is definitely worth having a look, and that's why I've included it as a bonus recommendation for this video. Before we go to the number 1 add-on in the video, please consider subscribing for more flight sim content and hit the like button if you're enjoying the video. Moving on to the number 1 add-on that I use to improve realism in the flight simulator is FS Realistic Pro. FS Realistic Pro simulates different aircraft effects that are missing from the simulator. These add-ons bring realistic effects for GA, jets, turboprops, gliders, helicopters, and more. It does this through 34 different camera and sound effects. Some of my favorite effects that I use in each and every flight is the main and front gear touchdown effects, engine vibrations, speed brake, gear drag, flap stress, and ground effect. FS Realistic brings real life movement into the sim, and being a real life pilot, in my opinion, it makes the sim feel a little bit closer to the real thing. FS Realistic Pro allows you to set up profiles so you can share them across all the aircraft. That way you can set up and forget, or you can set up profiles for each individual aircraft if you want to. You can share your profiles in the cloud so other people in the community can use them as well. FS Realistic is compatible with other devices such as the Butt Kicker and also the Next Level Racing HF8 haptic gaming pad, which is a great extra immersion with them combined together. This add-on is another payware add-on, however you can trial it for free for the first 7 days to see if it's something you would use. For me, it's an add-on I try to use each and every flight, and this is why it's made my number 1 spot for the must-use add-ons to bring realism to the simulator. Third-party developers are the heart of flight simulation, and it's great to see them creating ways and ideas to bring the simulator closer to the real thing. And if you want to bring the sim closer to the real thing, I'll leave a link in the description so you can check out my go-to top 5 add-on links that I've mentioned in the video here. Let us know in the comments below if you tried any of these and what you think of these add-ons, and I will see you in another video sometime very, very soon.